Whenever a story comes up involving this sloppy, slimy son of a bitch terrorist known as George Zimmerman, I be hoping that every story that comes out about him is a hoax, with the exception of the one saying that he is no longer breathing. And I seem to be disappointed every single time. In this story right here that I'm about to bring to you, that I'm sure many of you have already told me about by the time that this video uploads, I'm sure I have so many emails. This story right here is no different. So you see in this picture George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin's parents. So it just came out that George Zimmerman, that pesty terrorist, is suing Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million, claiming they engineered false evidence in his homicide trial when he killed Trayvon Martin. This motherfucker must not have any more money. That was the first thing that came to my mind when I read that title, was that he no longer has any money. There are people out here who are that vindictive to sue anybody over anything just to get money, because they can't get money by any other means, so they orchestrate things in order to say, I'm going to sue you. Because this individual has been doing stuff like this for the last, I don't know how many years since the whole Trayvon Martin incident occurred, which was back in 2012. I mean, between him auctioning off the gun or trying to auction it off, and the autographed bag of Skittles and tea, him getting into other altercations with other people, and a host of other things, even down to trolling celebrities, the guy is a terrorist in more ways than one. And he's been like that even before the Trayvon Martin incident occurred. I mean, his own family even said and spoke ill about him and the things that he would do. It's just that this one, which was not his family, he took it a step further, and it was murder. I don't care how anyone flips it or spins it and turns it. It is what it is. It's murder. And he just basically, he got off on it. That's what it was. He got off. And to be honest, I put blame on them jurors, because at the end of the day, they were the ones that made the final decision. But they chose to let him go. If you really think about it, it is their fault why he's out and doing whatever. But he wants to sue his parents for $100 million. George Zimmerman is nothing more than a troll. You know how I deal with these trolls online almost every day? This is what he is, but on a more grander scale. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read this article and see what they're talking about in here. It says George Zimmerman, the neighborhood watch volunteer who was acquitted in the 2012 fatal shooting of unarmed black teen Trayvon Martin, is suing Martin's family and Florida prosecutors, claiming that they engineered false evidence in the homicide trial. The lawsuit, to be filed Wednesday in Polk County Circuit Court, seeks $100 million in civil damages for defamation, abuse of civil process, and conspiracy. It alleges that the prosecution's key witness in Zimmerman's 2013 murder trial, Rachel Gentile, was an imposter coached by the family and their lawyers. The lead defendant in the suit is Sabrina Fulton, Martin's mother. Fulton gained national notoriety as an advocate for social justice and reducing gun violence in the wake of her son's death. The family's attorney, Ben Crump, who I can't even roll anyway, is also named as a defendant. He is accused of defamation and attempting to deprive Zimmerman of his constitutional and other legal rights. Zimmerman is being represented by high-profile conservative legal crusader Larry Klayman, founder of Judicial Watch and Freedom Watch, and a former U.S. Department of Justice prosecutor. Klayman issued a media statement on Wednesday before the suit was filed. The complaint outlined in the statement alleges that the Sanford Police Department thoroughly investigated the shooting and closed the case as self-defense. 1 week later, the suit claims Crump produced a recording of Diamond Eugene, who he said was Martin's 16-year-old girlfriend, who was on the phone with the victims minute before the confrontation with Zimmerman. 2 weeks later, 18-year-old Gentile, Eugene's half-sister, appeared before the court and provided false statements to incriminate Zimmerman based on coaching from others. Claimants said the new lawsuit stemmed from shocking allegations exposed in a book that claims Martin's cell phone records prove Gentile was not on the phone with him before the altercation, and that she lied repeatedly to cause Zimmerman's arrest and to try to send him to prison for life. But at the end of the day, your ass still killed him. I hope this shit does not go through. The best thing they could do is take one good look at this shit and shut it the fuck down. The book charges that Eugene was Martin's real girlfriend and did speak with him prior to the shooting. However, it claims Eugene was switched out for Gentile when the former refused to testify. Claimants said several defendants in the suit had been proven to know about the switch to the imposter's witness, including Fulton Crump and Florida prosecutors Bernie De La Rianda, John Guy, Angela Corey. The attorney said the allegations did not emerge at the trial and that the fraud was perpetrated on the court. It was a complete travesty of justice which destroyed my client's life, claimant said. No, your client destroyed his own damn life. Point blank, period. People are destroyed and smeared and they have to start fighting back. The lawsuit also named... here's the thing though. It's a whole bunch of other stuff that came out about George Zimmerman even after this stuff happened. And he even did stuff after the fact that did not make him or paint him in a good light after the trial. Like I said in the beginning, the auctioning of the Skittles, the signing, the auctioning of the gun, the signing of the tea, getting into like different fights with people and all. It didn't make him look good in the public. So even if all this stuff was to say go away, he still would be scrutinized by the public, by the masses, for being a bitch ass motherfucker, a bitch ass murderer. The lawsuit also names Harper Collins as a defendant, accusing the publisher of defaming Zimmerman by publishing Crump's book Open Season Legalized Genocide of Colored People with actual malice, knowing the untruth or at a minimum of reckless disregard for the truth. And then it just goes into rehashing what happened when he killed Trayvon Martin. And then it just says Zimmerman remained in the public glare after his acquittal because of a lengthy trial. At the end of the day, George Killerman, that terrorist, is no more than a piece of shit murderer. No matter how they try to flip this into his favor, he's proven that, and his background, even before this happened, has been long exposed as well, so people know what this guy is on. He's a fucking menace. And there's no amount of money that he could get that will change him mentally. That's just who the fuck he is. That's crazy. And you know what? To all the people that were supporting George Zimmerman back in the day that all of a sudden don't like him now, y'all can kick fucking rocks. You double agents. That's what y'all can do. Don't think we don't see y'all out there, because back when that trial was happening and he got found not guilty, I saw all types of people in the comment section saying, yes, he's getting off. I knew it was self-defense for killing that, you know what, that N-word. And don't forget the trayvoning thing that palm-colored teens was doing all over the place, wearing hoodies with bullet holes in them with fake blood coming out of it, and holding Skittles in one hand and a tea in the other and laying down like they were dead in the grass. I remember all of that imagery. When I think of stuff like that and how we are mocked even when we are dead, that fuels what I do on my platform. So to all of you palm-colored pieces of shit that want to come and troll and say, why you always got to talk about race all the time? Why you always got to talk about this and this tone right there? What I just told you is exactly why. For all the years that you, even in current day, when I say current, I'm talking about within the last few years, have done, especially to people who look like myself and still continue to do, you are the reason why I fuel myself into this channel the way that I do. And the thing is, many of you still will act naive and act like you don't know why I'm doing it. Well, there's your answer. And if you don't get it, well, oh fucking well. But as for George Zimmerman, like I said, he is nothing more than a troll. He loves trolling this family, and he loves trolling black people because he likes to get a rise out of us. He's no different than what a lot of these palm-colored folks nowadays tend to do. A lot of the stuff they do is to get a rise out of us because they like to see us come out of our element. Like, think about all those palm-colored people last year that were calling the police on people. Yeah, one do it, then it was 5, then it was 10, then it became trending. It didn't happen every week, every month for a good chunk of last year. It was absolutely ridiculous. And they think that shit is funny until hands get put on them, and then it's no longer a joke. Then they want to cry, they want to bitch, they want to moan and complain about someone putting hands on them, and they want to sit there and act like they don't know why it happened. They're good at playing victim. I used to always think that was mainly a palm-colored female thing, but I'm realizing now that's just palm-colored people, period, that like to do that shit. That's no different than what George Zimmerman is doing right now. Like I said, he's broke. He is a member of the new BBC, the Bum Bitch Committee. He is a bum bitch. It doesn't have to be just limited to women. Throw his ass in there too. He needs the money. Because I don't think he's working. I don't know anybody that would hire him. So he needs the money. That's why I think he's suing for so much. He needs to fund a new lifestyle, get a new lease on life. And this is his way of going about it. But I hope that this does not go forward. I hope it falls completely flat. But we'll see what happens because, stranger things have happened, especially when it comes to this case right here. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.